So we went from the brilliance of Abba to the brilliance of the Sex Pistols. And did you know, you may not know this, but when the tune of Pretty Vacant was put together by Glenn Matlock, because what happened was Glenn Matlock would write the tune of the three main, the big three, what I call the big three of the Pistols, which is Anarchy in the UK, Anarchy in the UK, God Save the Queen, and that song Pretty Vacant. It was basically Matlock who was writing the tune, and then it was Johnny Rotten who was putting the lyrics, and then the kind of what they called the Panzer guitar, that really heavy guitar was coming from Steve Jones. So, and then you had the driving drums from the other chap whose name I've forgotten. But the link between ABBA, there is a link between ABBA and Sex Pistols in that Glenn Matlock had SOS, I think it was SOS from ABBA in his head when he wrote that tune. It was kind of derivative. It was an evolution of SOS from ABBA. And obviously he didn't tell the guys because they just laughed at him. And it turns out to be a fantastic song. And those of you who know me, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to music generally, but I do collect the odd memorabilia piece I have in my kind of little office at home. And one of the proud items I have is a poster which has got the Pistols on. And it was signed originally by Glenn Matlock, going back in the day when, trying to get a signature from somebody. I wouldn't go around and hunt them down and try and get a signature. I've done it in the past, but I'm not doing it again. It was an official kind of, before I think websites were about, and it was an official Glenn Matlock website, and he'd signed this poster, and I was proud to have it. Great, this is fantastic, a bit of memorabilia of the Sex Pistols. But it was always my, I was driven to try and get the other four members to sign it. And about 4 or 5 years ago, it might have been actually been during COVID, when there was a drop and when you could actually go out and do things, that Johnny Rotten did a talk about his life and music. And part of that was to, you could go and get something signed by him and meet him, yeah? And I'm that geeky that I did that. And paid for the liberty of it. And when I got up there, I don't know what I was going to say, and I just said, Mr. Rotten, can you sign this for me, please? And he looked at it, and you could see him kind of trying to work out, who signed that? And I said, that's your mate Glenn Matlock. He's not my bleeping mate. You can imagine this is Johnny Rotten, like the character of Johnny Rotten, and I don't think there's any difference between Johnny Rotten and John Lydon now. I think it's all mixed up. Oh, he's not my effing mate. And he kind of, I don't know if it was in a jokey way, but I laughed along. Ho, ho, ho. You're so funny. And then I said, could you write like a bit of a lyric on there? And I don't do that kind of thing, don't I? And I just left him. I thought, I'll just get a signature. And he wrote on it. I love the fact that he's written this, and it's just so Johnny Rotten, right? He's written, I wrote all the effing songs, yeah? As though it was a challenge from Glenn Matlock that he'd written on this poster. So I have that on my wall somewhere, and I'm quite proud of it, and I like the little story that goes with it. And I'm still got to get Steve Jones' signature. That's the only one now, but he's renowned for being a little bit of a recluse. So that was the Sex Pistols, and this is Mott the Hoople.